Hey viewers, welcome back to Dragon Warrior 3 again.
Hello.
We're gonna go get pepper to give to a king so we can get a boat.
And that pepper is in the east, I believe.
But we have to show a letter to a dwarf before we can go get the pepper.
Yeah, so there aren't any dwarfs in Portuga. The dwarfs in the
Just
other way.
like in real life.
There are no dwarfs in Portuga, and the streets are paved with cheese. Wait, that's something else.
So,
No one probably got that except
this is... Well, where the heck would he be then? I mean, this is Eurasia, right?
No, Eurasia.
That reminds me of an old Saturday Night Live Celebrity Jeopardy, where I think John Travolta wasn't on the show, but he was one of the contestants. You know, someone was playing him, and he got an audio daily double. It said, "Name this country." Asia.
Yep.
And he just... Asia. And he got
I remember that.
Best one, my favorite one was David Duchovny playing Jeff Goldblum. He made a better Jeff Goldblum than Jeff Goldblum.
I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure in Dragon Warrior 4 this happened. I don't remember if 3 it did. But you could use a better key on a lesser door, and it would still open.
Think that works in here? I'm not sure. I seem to recall in the guide I was reading that you could just get rid of the thieves' key once you got the magic key.
Yeah, because I remember, like, once you got the the final key, that's what it was called, the final key, you could just open any door with it.
The guide I was reading kept saying, well, just take it back to the vault, and I had no idea where the vault was.
Possibly in
It
your
is.
hometown.
I find it in, like, episode 18 or something. I don't remember how many videos this is.
Really? Took you 18 episodes to find
I just
the
didn't
vault?
care.
Yeah.
Inventory management, you know, you learn.
Inventory management gets a lot better after the 4th game.
I just wish I had...
Because they introduced the bag.
I wish I had the bag in this game. Or I wish that quest-specific items didn't take inventory space.
Which in some games it doesn't.
Like the letter I had to give to the dwarf.
Well, it's one of those funny things that, like, you know, like when you play Final Fantasy 1, if anyone says, well, you could play the Game Boy Advance version that has MP in it, would you actually play that?
No.
And is the reason because the MP is just wrong? Like, you know, like, we grew up with it being you had a certain amount of spells per level, and that's how it was, and that was how the game was balanced, and it was good that way. It was hard, but
Right.
it was good. So it's kind of funny when you look back at like a game like this, where what are you
That
waiting
is an
for?
excellent question. I'm quickly sketching the heat cloud and the Avenger Jackal. I'm gonna get him tattooed on my biceps.
Somehow I don't believe that, but it'd be very cool if you were. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, when you look at a game like this, where they didn't have the bag yet, when you play it again, it's with the bag, it's like it should feel like you're cheating again because now you're getting infinite inventory, but you don't actually feel like you're cheating with the bag.
Well, and you know, it's not that inventory space was a problem because I've never run out of inventory space.
In Earthbound, I ran out of inventory space all the time.
I used to. The first couple times I played through it, I had a hell of a time with my inventory.
Because you just hoard everything.
It's because you don't have enough PP to heal. Speaking of PP, there's apparently kicking around somewhere, and I think it was on the Some Ordinary Gamers channel that I came across this. There is somewhere out there a ROM of the beta for Pokemon, and I'm glad you brought up the Final Fantasy 1 MP thing, because it appears that initially they didn't want to have moves take PP. They wanted you to have TP points that you spread out among all your moves, and each moves would take a different amount.
Yep. The more you know, folks.
Leave it to me to tell you something about Pokemon that you probably don't care about.
And actually probably didn't know.
And I didn't care about it or know about it either.
Yeah, but you're a grumpy
I am a
old
grumpy
man.
old man.
I'm a grumpy old man, too. It is my birthday.
I just find it hard to believe that it's every 10-year-old's dream to drop out of school, run around putting wild animals in little balls, and using them to beat up other animals that other 10-year-olds have put into balls.
And really, only in the world of Pokemon can animals and the word balls be used in a sentence legally.
Well, and only in the world Pokemon is it okay if you're a parent to let your kid drop out of school at the age of 10.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, like, the way they treat being a Pokemon trainer, it's almost like becoming an Olympic athlete at the age of 10. Hey,
Right.
You're back in the game. Speaking of PP, I suspect you actually had to go and do
I don't think so. I think I was probably looking something up. Probably should have edited that out.
Where's the pepper?
I'll go to my,
Yeah, you probably should have
go to
edited
my
that down.
kitchen and get some. It won't take as long. It's just my goal to make every battle take infinitely longer than the previous one.
But, what I never understood about Pokemon is Pokemon seem to be able to understand humans pretty damn well. The person says, do this, the Pokemon does it. Humans can't understand Pokemon
No.
for shit. Pokemon have superpowers. Like, they can freaking murder people from across the room. Human beings, they need technology for that. How have Pokemon not conquered the world and enslaved humanity to do their bidding?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with when you look at the people that live in the Pokemon universe. Would you want to conquer them?
Well, you could make them fight each other.
Wouldn't it just be better to just kind of be running things from backstage?
But they don't run things from backstage. They just kind of let humanity walk all over
As
them.
far as we know. There's probably an itty-bitty
Dun,
Pokemon
dun,
living in everyone's
dun.
head. You know what I mean?
Mew
Yeah.
Zero.
Speaking of Mew, here's some more information for you.
Is it about how Ditto and Mew are the same
Well,
Pokemon?
supposedly.
Because I saw that video
Yeah,
on your
there
on the phone.
It might have been what it was then. I thought it was that canceled gaming thing. But yeah, I found that kind of interesting. I just want to know why you would put so much thought into something no one would probably ever notice and put so little into everything else. If you're the game designer.
It also could possibly be just a total
It could be.
coincidence. I mean, that was totally speculation on the part of the person who was making
Right.
those videos.
Can I tell you that the faces of the hunter flies and the wasps and all that remind me a lot of him from the Powerpuff Girls?
Never really watched Powerpuff
It's a good
Girls.
show. Wasn't Samurai Jack good? But it was good.
And of course, now I have brony friends who are like, you should watch My Little Pony. But then again, Scarlet already does a bunch of
I
that.
watch it once in a while.
I probably will check it out just because, it has received so much acclaim, but whatever.
Remember, kids, just because it's popular doesn't mean it's right. Twilight.
Ugh.
And I blame Interview with a
George,
Vampire for that. A lot of people
Really?
disagree with me, but I think that there's a very, when you actually look at it, there's a very bold line that was before Interview with the Vampire, vampires, and after Interview with the Vampire, vampires.
I just love Bram Stoker's.
Yes, it was the best vampire story of all time.
My one of my teachers in high school used to call that movie Buckets of Blood, just because there's that one scene where he bites someone, and it totally looks like there was two people with a bucket of fake blood, like on either side of the camera, and they just throw the blood onto the screen at that moment, and it's just so completely obviously like special effects, but it's so funny because it's so archaic.
Are we in China now?
I hope so.
These people look Chinese.
Baharata.
Oh wait, no, I don't even get to buy the paper.
Technically, we could be.
Crap.
Technically, we could be in India.
Any of that crap.
You're out of space.
Well, no, I'm just selling stuff I don't need.
Not doing a very good. Oh, because they don't show you what every person has.
Yep. That's one thing I'm glad that they
That-
fixed in the next game. You don't have to completely leave the shop, because I can't sell something from Rex Dart's inventory and something for Jimmy's in the same transaction.
Right. No, one thing that's really fascinating about this series that I think you're short selling yourself on is seeing the progression to see what things stayed, what things changed.
I'm fairly well aware of it. Just, it's not enough for me.
I guess that's more interesting to me since I actually am a game dev.
I mean, it's when I finished recording Final Fantasy IV, when the credits were going after that hour-long ending sequence, which I love. That's actually something I started, talking about how I really liked that they carried these things over, and I'm really glad that they stopped doing these certain things. By now, Final Fantasy III has been up. I really like the job system in Final Fantasy 1 and 3 and 5 and Tactics, but I almost think I like it more when they don't do that. I think the class system in Final Fantasy IV is a really good example of that. I think Final Fantasy IX does it really well, and to some extent, I think Final Fantasy X did it pretty well. And then you get...
Six did well.
My problem with 6 is that you could teach everybody every spell.
That's my problem with 6 and 10 and 12.
Then I didn't like 7 and 8 for that same reason.
Yeah.
Because, there's no...
What are you doing?
I never know.
He said the black pepper's upstairs.
But the guy who has it, his daughter or something's been kidnapped.
Oh, for Christ's
Right.
sake.
I believe I said words very similar to that, but a little more strong when I remembered what I had to do. See? Kidnappers, nearby cave.
It's like... You almost think that if you live in one of these worlds, you should just make sure your daughter never goes outside.
Don't even have kids. Just resign yourself to being a lonely old man.
True, because if you have a son, he might end up, getting involved with an elf and putting your entire town to
He'll fall in love
sleep.
with a daughter who gets kidnapped, and you'll have to deal with that. Just be a goof off. Things will be better for you in the end.
It's funny because your goof off is already ready to change his
Yep.
class.
I did a lot of grinding.
Yeah, you are a bit over level.
It catches up with me. It balances out. I wonder if this is the nearby cave. No, clearly this is not a cave. Because
This looks like
the
a
walls
ruin.
are tiled, or the floor's tiled, and there's walls. Caves don't usually have those, unless it's Dragon Warrior 1.
It's a brick cave. Well, to be fair, this is the prequel, so it could be that maybe in this world, caves are made of brick.
Kinda doubt it. Can I say I hate any enemy that does a stupid little dance and causes me to lose magic?
Oh,
I don't understand how it works.
I think it just is so dumb that your brain kind of leaks out your ear, and that's where your MP is stored.
Psychological weakening.
Yep. That was one thing I really loved about Star Ocean 3, and I assume the previous games, but that was actually my first Star Ocean that I played for the whole thing. And that, you know, you could kill someone by dropping their MP to 0, as if you're just psychologically destroying them.
I don't think you can do it in Second Story, but you can do that in Final Fantasy VI to a couple of enemies.
But those were specific things. In Star Ocean 3, every monster can be killed that way, and so can all the party members. So, you know, you have Cliff, who's like, I have a bazillion hit points, but very little MP. You hit a monster that does lots of MP damage, he can get royally screwed.
Every time I hear more about Star Ocean 3, it makes me want to play it even less.
I don't know. I actually thought that was a really cool system because it works in your favor too. Like, you know, you can have a character who specializes in doing MP damage, and there are some enemies that are much easier to kill through MP kills.
I can kind of see that. I don't know. Just nothing I hear about it makes me like, oh, I want to play that right now.
But Cliff...
I know there's Cliff, but Cliff's got a lot of ground to cover on his own. Think about every other person in that game.
But Cliff is the main character, whether anyone else believes it or not.
Rex Dart is my main character. I am, obviously, we've talked about this, where the name Rex Dart came from.
Yep.
The name for my hero in the next game also comes from a similar source.
B-movies?
Someone who was in charge of producing a lot of, like, educational films in the 50s. I took that person's name, and I'm using it as my hero's name.
In Dragon Warrior 4? I think I already mentioned my troubles with naming the hero in Dragon Warrior 4 in this video series, so I won't get into that again.
You know, I could have swore I edited every one of these episodes.
Yeah, I'm starting to suspect you didn't edit this.
I know I didn't edit the last 3, because they were... Oh, wait, you know what I did?
You uploaded the pre-edited
No,
versions?
I actually went back and looked at it and thought, you know, this episode's only 25 minutes. That's a normal video length anyway. And since we're not even talking about the game half the time, I'm just going to leave them. If they're under a certain time, I'm not going to edit them.
Ah.
Because really, most of these fights, if I'm just fighting, you know, one of each enemy, you don't get to see what the enemies are all about and what they do. Like that little Nev guy. Casts around.
Catula! Still a better vampire than Twilight.
Looks like he would mess you up quite a bit more.
Yeah. It is kind of funny, like, when you... Like, seeing when they change their localization, staff, and style, and the games start becoming punnier.
Not a fan of most puns. Some puns are great, but some are just...
I'm big on puns, but I have to say the Dragon Warrior games really overdo it.
Though I was amused when, like, you know, the Shrine of Dharma became All Trades Abbey in the later games, and in 9, the leader, like the abbot of All Trades Abbey, was Abbot Jack.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I thought, but kind
It
of
is clever, but that's still horrible. Now, we're going to have to explain that, because someone's not going to get it. Would you like to be the one to explain that?
What? Jack of
There
all
you go.
trades?
Because there would be someone who would have heard you say those two things and not be able to put them together. Probably Scarlet.
Speaking of Jack of all trades, I've been watching a lot of Burn Notice lately, which has, as you know, in it
Of
Bruce
course.
Campbell. And it just reminded me of when he had his own show, Jack of all trades. It was around when Hercules and Xena were popular but nearing their end. And they started trying to do spin-offs or whatever. You know, it wasn't really a spin-off, but it was very similar
Yeah.
vein. Did you watch that at
No.
all?
I tried to watch... I gave each one of those shows, Xena and Hercules and all of those, I gave them 2-3 episodes tops to catch my attention. And they couldn't do it.
See, I remember as a kid loving Hercules and Xena, and I remember watching Jack of all trades and what was it, Cleopatra 25 or something. But of those 4 shows, I can't remember anything of the latter 2. Like Hercules and Xena, I can at least remember certain scenes and stuff. But yeah, the other 2 shows, completely unmemorable.
Yeah, I can't remember anything about them either. I remember... I almost think I remember more of Tripping the Rift, and I remember next to nothing about that show.
Huh.
I need to go find that. That would be a good one to have.
Tripping
Yeah.
the Rift? I don't even know what that
Tripping the Rift was a kind of more adult-focused kind of Futurama-y show. That was all done 3D on Sci-Fi Channel.
You know what sci-fi show I
What's
miss? Sliders.
Did not like that show. Yeah.
Really?
I used to love that show.
I don't know why. I just couldn't get into it.
You have
I
weird
do.
tastes.
You know, if I would have cut these battles out, this episode probably would have been 10 minutes long.
Yeah, we would have been done with it by now.
Oh well.
Yeah, well. Honestly, I think we're giving some very interesting
Yes.
banter. And a lot of insight onto who Ragnats and Jason
That's right,
are.
viewers.
They should consider themselves lucky to know as much about us as we are allowing them to know
This is
about
also
us.
true.
And it's okay for me to say all these things, because I'm sure by now they're not watching.
I'm sure they aren't. It's gonna be that one person, probably Meowskovich, who's half asleep, got his head down on his desk, just letting it play in the background. He's gonna wake up. What the hell did I do last night? Oh my god.
I don't know. I think we're gonna have like one person who's just responds to all these videos like, "No, I'm watching. Stop saying no one's watching.
If you're that person, leave a comment.
we love you."
Like,
Yeah.
comment, subscribe, whatever you're supposed to do.
Yeah, send money.
Yes,
That works too.
We will take that. All currencies are welcome here, especially American dollars and euros.
Also, Monopoly
Yes.
money. By which I may or may not be meaning Canadian money.
The loonie?
Oh, burn!
Isn't it called the
What?
loonie? Canadian loonie.
I have a loonie in my pocket.
I have 10 euros right there. A buddy who was stationed in Germany during the war, and he brought me back 10 euros. Yeah.
That's cool. There's a reason why the coin is called the loonie.
There's a bird on it or something.
Yeah, there's a loon on one side and a bird on the other.
What?
Joke never
What
gets
bird?
I don't know, something related to a goose or something.
I haven't seen much Canadian currency. I've seen pennies.
Don't you live, like, right across the border?
I live about 7 or 8 hours from the border.
You're still
We
relatively
don't
close
get a
to the
big
border.
influx, which is understandable. I mean,
Which province is closest to you?
that's an excellent question. And it deserves a thoughtful answer. Which means, let me
looking
distract
up
you
a
while
map?
I look up a map of North America. my knowledge of Canadian geography is lacking.
Aw.
Let's see. I would
What's your knowledge of potatoes?
British Columbia probably.
I hear it's a pretty nice
I
province.
think if you were to go straight north, you would hit Alberta, but there's a big mountain range in the way, so it's probably just a little closer to head west and up to British Columbia.
I see. I would like to go to British Columbia one day and check out Vancouver. I hear it is a pretty happening city. Another man-eater chest.
Yeah, they're dumb.
I have a mimic, like a stuffed mimic.
What good does that do you?
I used to hide my keys in there.
Wouldn't
Well, not my keys. I used to hide my friend's keys when he gave me his extra set.
wouldn't that be the first place someone would go looking for things?
inside the mouth of a
Inside a
mimic?
treasure chest?
The irony was well worth it.
Would you like to see the name I gave the people at that site I had to sign up at?
Sure.
There you go.
And how is lovely Ida doing?
Don't know.
So were you able to get this
Just finished.
thing? Are you gonna now test it and see that it doesn't work?
Let's try it. Why the hell not, right?
Right.
Oh, emulator. I mean... Emulator.
I mean, digital Nintendo.
Aftermarket system that I didn't have to pay for?
It was a gift from the internet.
The internet has bestowed upon us many gifts.
The most memorable of which is porn.
Aw, unsupported format.
What?
Is that a Famicom cart?
No, it was an NES card.
Is it the right file type?
It's an NES file.
Try a different emulator, maybe?
I like this one. This doesn't always work, but I will try taking it out of the archive.
Oh, you tried the archive directly?
My emulator can handle it. That didn't work.
It's a shadow. I had a shadow. Actually, I think I had like 2 shadows.
You had a lot of things. You had a Mad Raven or something, but then silly
Mad
you
Pecker.
got rid of it.
Oh god, no, you know what? So then when I was trying to find, like when I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna grind up yet another Mad Raven, I finally go like checking through my freaking sleeping monsters. I had 2 other Mad Ravens. So I didn't actually get rid of it. They just went into my, they somehow went into the sleeping monster list, and I just completely couldn't find them. So I had 3 Mad Ravens, and I'm like, well, I don't need 3 Mad Ravens.
Did you kill them?
I did,
Alright.
and ate them. I turned them into sirloins.
I'm pretty happy with the number of monsters that I have found.
I'm
so
pretty
far.
happy with my experience points, apparently. Look at that. That's a 50 right there.
You're just padding out this video.
Yeah, it's a trick I learned from someone somewhere. I promise I want this to end as quick as some of you viewers do. Hey, it works in Nestopia. It does.
Does it?
Golden 190 in 1. Bomberman S, Wild Gunman, Duck and Hogan's Alley. I used to have Hogan's Alley.
Me too.
It's a fun
But
game.
that's because I own that cartridge. And my mom made me give it up when I got a PlayStation.
You don't need that anymore. Here's a real system.
Well, no, it was more like, back in that day, she thought it was only sensible for a person to have one console. So she's like, if you want a new console, you have to get rid of your NES. And I decided that, as much as I didn't want to get rid of my NES, it was probably for the best.
Me, I still have mine.
Yeah,
My
well,
Super Nintendo and a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2.
well, since then I've never given up a
Right.
console.
So how do I change pages here? It says 190 in 1. I can access 16.
There should be multiple, from the menu, there should be a look at 1 through 20, look at 20 through 4, or 21
Nope,
through
this
40.
one doesn't have that. This one gives me 1 through 16, of which 9 through 16 I'll say Bomber. Bomber S2, Bomber U, Bomber U1, U2, U3, U4, da 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 da. This may,
I'm starting to be suspicious of
this
that
may
game.
not be the same thing. Oh wait,
This
here we
does
go.
not sound
Pushing
like the same.
A will let me trade pages. There's about 800 copies of Lunar Ball. Tons of Bomber,
Yeah,
tons of tank.
this does not sound like the same
Yeah.
one I had. That makes me sad.
Let's play some Wild Gunman while
'cause-
we talk about Dragon Warrior 3.
Because remember, the one that we were looking for was the Super 190 in 1, not the Golden 190 in 1.
Oh, this is a Zapper game? Or is
Yeah.
this?
Wild Gunman, Hogan's Alley, and Duck Hunt were the three.
These
Zappers.
sound like they might all be Zapper games.
No, just those three.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of copies of other games on here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I've got Tank, Duck Hunt, Wild Gunman, Bomber, Lunar Ball. There's about, I would say, 50 of each of those. Bomber and Lunar Ball. Hunter. Hunter is Duck Hunt. Yes, I'm sure I would like that.
Yeah, this is definitely not the game I was suggesting.
Apparently, we picked up an intelligence seed and some other things. Did anyone happen to catch what they were? I was playing Duck Hunt. Kind of.
Were you really
No.
playing Duck Hunt?
I lied. I'm sorry. What was this called? Super
Hey, you found the bad guys.
90 in 1.
In 1, yeah. The boss is out. Come back later. Hey, he just shoved you out.
Mr. Grabby.
Go kick
Grabby
their
Sam.
asses. Want to join us?
Dude.
Did you say yes?
Yeah, but then they're like, oh, you gotta come back when the boss is here, or something.
Oh, Kandar Henchman. I wonder who could possibly be the boss.
It's the Dragon Lord.
I miss April Fool's Day last year, where they had the various Dragon Quest monsters hidden around the real world, which suddenly makes perfect sense.
I didn't.
Having
I
Dragon,
didn't do it.
having monsters from Dragon Warrior, you know.
In Portugal?
Yeah.
But that's
See?
not Portugal. You said so. I just said there weren't
having-
dwarves there.
No, but I'm saying, so monsters in a world that looks a lot like Earth, I think I see what Google is doing.
Here is a cartridge for the Super 190N1 from DKOldies.com. Retail price $400. DK price $299.99.
I think I remember we paid like $150 for it back in the day.
Back in the day, that sounds right. For quote unquote 190 games.
Yeah. Oh, Kandar, you look like a really awkward Superman.
He had some of that gum at Willy Wonka's, apparently. Buy gum, it's gum!
No, stop, don't.
I love.
That really is the best Willy Wonka movie.
There will never be a better Willy Wonka than Gene Wilder.
Yeah. Like, yeah, him yelling no, stop, don't in the it doesn't really matter what I'm going to yell, the kid is still going to do it anyway voice is freaking awesome. Did you ever see the How It Should Have Ended?
No, I have not seen that one.
There's a How It Should Have Ended for that one, and it pretty much starts off with them in the tunnel, like the scary tunnel, and at the end of it, the parents are just like, yeah, it's like, screw this, we're going home. And he's like, but what about my plan to slowly pick off each and every one of you until there's only one person left? And he's like, nope, you'll be hearing from my lawyers. And he looks over at the Oompa Loompa, and he's like, whose idea was to put this tunnel in here anyway? And then it does a little flashback to him being pissed drunk. Like, you know what we need? We need a scary tunnel. And not a candy-making tunnel. No, just a scary tunnel. He's like, oh. Yeah. It is an entertaining little episode.
Can't remember the last How It Should Have Ended that I watched. So, was that the one you had?
Nope.
Ah, thank God for Outside. Outside and Return may be my favorite spells. Sorry, I'm not gonna walk the mile it takes to get back over here. That's stupid.
This is the one
This is a pepper store. We sell pepper and nothing but pepper.
Can I have some cheese? No!
That is not the sticker I would imagine would have been on the front of that.
Yep. Maybe that should be the picture that you post for this video.
Yeah.
When we inevitably go over the time.
Save picture as. Bam.
You're saving it as BAM? That's a weird name for the video.
Viewers, if you happen to have a copy of this, I'll give you $5 for it. And a Let's Play request. That's worth more than $5.
You can request all 190 games on the
That's right.
cartridge.
And I'll do them for 30 seconds each. Here's your frickin' pepper.
Everyone just sneezed. That's hilarious. And completely 100% useless.
How much pepper did we bring back to this guy? Did we bring him a handful, a bag?
I think it was a sack of pepper.
Speaking of useless, I think I do end up picking up the useless item in this game.
Which useless
The water gun?
I totally don't
There's a
remember the
water gun. See, they try to get fancy there and make it look like the fire was cooking something. But when I looked at it, all I saw was the fire standing next to the pot.
Yep.
And I left, and apparently my ship disappeared while I was in there. Someone stole it.
Yep. Well, no, because it's now on the
Right.
world map. Though, if this was a TV show, there totally would have been and he comes out and, where's my ship? To be continued. And then roll credits.
A little montage.
Where's my ship? Ah, dun, dun, dun. That's if it was CSI Miami.
Now that's where your puns come in. See, now I want to go find that picture. That's like the medieval tapestry-looking thing where they do the opening joke for that and put that in the episode too.
Well, we can put that into the next episode.
Better remember to talk about it, or no one's gonna get
Yeah,
it.
we won't.
You're aware of the picture
we'll
I'm
get it
talking
anyway.
about, right?
I don't
This
know.
one?
We'll find out next episode.
You'll find out now.
Yay! I like finding things out before everyone else. Yep, I have seen that.
I enjoy that. And you viewers might too. If I remember to put it in the video.
It would actually be fitting to put that on a Dragon Warrior.
Yea, verily.
Yay, verily. It reminds me of that really good tapestry for the milkshake song.
Oh, yeah. I have seen that.
My milkshake bringeth all the yeomen to the yard, and there they say, it is better than thine. Verily better than thine. I could teach you, but I'd have to levy a fee.
Yep. I have seen it.
Mm,
It is enjoyable.
it is. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, I think we can probably call this one a video, so have yourselves a merry little Christmas. Or something like that.
But it's January. I mean July. I mean September.
Who knows what...
It could be December when this goes up, for all I know.
If it actually ends up going up around Christmas, that will be very entertaining.
I can make that happen.
You could make that happen.
We'll just skip this one.
See
We'll
what
do
happens.
every other game and then this one last.
Alright, folks. Have a good one.
Later.